2 Megapops is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to get 2 million or more pops with a single tower throughout the entire game. Tier 4 bottom path of the Heli Pilot is where we're going to be going at with today. But first, we need to lay down some defenses so that we can... not the best start with the NG. We will be moving the NG and the Dart eventually, but we need these for early defense to be able to afford for both Geraldo and the Heli Pilots when we can eventually afford both. Place the Engineer on last so it can fire in a straight line as possible, utilizing all of its Pierce. This is where it could get a little bit tricky, but hopefully both of these will be able to cover this little bit of route here. Yellow balloons could be a little bit tricky if you don't try and innately damage them first, because if they're yellow balloons, then they're very likely to be able to escape this little part over here towards the end of the track. Round 14 is when we're going to be getting the Heli Pilot of this round. However, we do need to be very careful with the timing of it, because we want to get it as soon as possible, but at the same time we don't want to just plonk it anywheres. We want to so that it is as away from the track as possible. So I'm thinking possibly over here, but at the same time, are we going to be dealing with... Yes, we're going to be dealing with a single red balloon issue here. I think this is a suitable spot for it, honestly. We need it so that it is out of the way so we can put down our 420 Alchemist at some point, but we want it far away enough so that it doesn't actually pop any balloons on the screen. It's probably only likely to be able to target ZOMGs and bad, but that's about it. Get Geraldo up and running before the end of round 18. I mean 17, sorry. We're going into round 18. On round 20, let's get ourselves some quad darts so that it doubles our popping potential with the Heli Pilot. Also, I've locked him in place over here so that we're able to cover a lot of parts of the track, sorry. Faster darts and then faster firing, because we're going to go down bottom path anyway. So, with Geraldo, let's put down some old nails back here to deal with this single camo green. If you find yourself in a bit of a pickle when it comes to pops per dart with the Heli, just slap on some pickles on the Heli itself and then you should be good. Okay, so round 28, we're going to want a wonderful acidic mixture dip Alchemist so that this will be able to, at times, be able to pop lead balloons. Come on now, come on, pop it please. Eventually it will decide to pop. Shall I get pursued? Not at this given point in time. Berserker Brew, and we'll settle with strongest stimulant before going down the middle path. We will get it eventually, but not right now. And here we're going to need the Invisibility Potion for our Heli Pilot to be able to target camo balloons. We would go down middle path if it was more like a 2TC scenario, but we can provide external camo detection to this at some point. We're going to get ourselves strongest stimulant on round 36, although I think it could have gotten it on round 35, but I only just remembered I got enough money for it now. Lead balloons around 37 could be a bit of an issue, so I think we're going to go with Pursuit now so that we can keep up with these lead balloons and hopefully be able to pop them all. No, the acidic mixture dip needs to kick in a bit more, thank you very much. Moab Shove is going to really help us out on round 40 and also all of the other rounds as well when it comes to be able to hold back the balloons themselves. Mainly Moabs. No, it's a middle path that you want to use if you want to hold back, or sorry, blow back balloons that are not the Moab class. I always like to pair two villages together and get them both at 002 so you can make each village's upgrades just a little bit cheaper as they go along. One of them is going to be a 042 and the other one is going to be a 402. Now that we have camo detection and jungle drums on our Moab Shove, it's now time to go for the Comanche Defense, and that will do with all of the upgrades that we're going to be pursuing, no pun intended, on our helicopter here. Comanche Defense on round 49, and when they make it to a certain portion of the track, additional little helis will spawn out, but they will only spawn out temporarily. And the only drawback with overclock is that it doesn't benefit sub-towers. So those little helis that come out temporarily and help us pop balloons, they count as sub-towers, so therefore overclock does not benefit it. But we're still getting it anyways for the main heli itself. There we go, there's one little helicopter. It's gotten its way a quarter of the way throughout the track. And then when it reaches half, 2 helicopters will spawn out, and 3/4 of the way, 3 helicopters will spawn out. To maximize the attack power of each of these helicopters, it's best so that the first helicopter disappears, because then it will equal that number of helicopters that will spawn after that particular part of the track. So Allowing it to disappear will mean you're maximizing the poppage per helicopter spawn. And no, we don't want Monkey Town, thank you very much. With Overclock, I feel like Perishing Potions is going to be a very good asset, so that the Strongest Stimulant and the Acidic Mixture Dip just applies itself to the heli just for that little bit longer. It's the first BFB of the day, and fortunately we're able to stall it for the beginning of the track, so that it doesn't able to advance anywhere past that point. Yes, regrows are going to be a little bit of an issue, but I don't have any worries about particularly any rounds when it comes to regrows, because we have enough popping power in order to do enough damage against the regrows, so therefore we don't have to worry about them. Next up we're going to be getting MIB and then Call to Arms. Round 63, second wave of ceramics. We already had the first helicopter come out, but I don't think it's that necessary to note, of course, because there's seen us enough PS on it so that its explosions will be able to handle the ceramics. If you're watching this as of the time of recording or uploading, sorry, then Merry Christmas Eve to each and every one of you, or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas yourself. If you don't celebrate it, I hope you're having a nice break, wherever it is that you're doing, whether if you're spending time with your family or doing something which you wanted to do for a long time but have not had the opportunity to do so because of work or other things that go on throughout your life. It's really bizarre on like how 8 billion people can live on the same planet, yet we all have our own different priorities and all that jazz, even though we all do the same thing at the beginning of the day and end of the day. We wake up and then go to sleep. Call to Arms is global, so therefore affects everything including sub-towers, so that is why Call to Arms is very beneficial for the sub-helicopters that spawn out, because unlike Overclock, Call to Arms actually benefits the small helicopters that spawn out. Over in the Northern Hemisphere, where I live, like in the UK and other parts of the world like North America, Europe, Northern Asia, we're all used to Christmas being in the winter season, but unfortunately in the UK at the moment, temperatures are above 10 degrees, so we don't get that traditional Christmas feeling of snow on the ground. And it's not been like that for pretty much a decade now, honestly. We don't get that cold winters anymore, and the only time we get like a cold spell is if we get an unnatural disturbance within the weather patterns. So a few years ago we had something called the Beast of the East, which came from the Siberian sections of the world. So therefore, in that particular time frame, we got a sudden sharp spell of cold weather, which happened throughout January and February. But if it was in December, that would have been perfect for the Christmas season. And also for the fact that we don't have to worry about traveling to relatives if we want to spend Christmas with them as well. So that can be a upside and a downside for snow. I hate snow more or less nowadays, rather than when I was younger, when snow was a lovely thing to witness. And also the fact that you can skip school, because in the UK, a slightest bit of snow on the ground means that we don't know how to deal with it, whereas Scandinavian countries are so used to snow that they know exactly what to do when a micrometer of snow appears from the sky. Around 78 is looking a little bit hazy here, but with enough firepower we should be able to deal with all this. So the unfortunate thing about the Comanche Defense is that once the helicopters spawn out and then they run away, once you go back to that part of the track again in which they would automatically spawn, they don't reset until the next round. So therefore you have one helicopter come out, then two, then three, and then that's it for all of your additional support. You can't give any more support out. But unlike other sub-tower category kind of towers, you're not really losing out on pops because the helicopters are still there on the screen. They don't automatically disappear. Unlike in other cases, like with, let's say, Top Path Engineer, Etienne, and before update 40.1, Corvus as well. Just these two fortified BFBs left, and hopefully we'll be able to deal with this round without difficulty. Yeah, there we go. So we need to settle on some glue gunners if we're going to provide some speed control for all this. Although I don't want to just plonk them down anywheres. Firstly, I want them in the 2 upgrade discount villages. And then we're going to get Glue Strike after that. And we're just going to settle with Glue Strike. We don't want to go with Glue Storm because we need that extra 16.2k for a possible absolute zero to spawn out. But we also need to invest in a support Chinook so we can move these 2 towers over near these trees so that they can steal fewer pops later on. Because when the balloons are over this way, by the way, the engineer monkey has already got 1,000 pops on its own, which is not good. it means that we can actually have more chance of being able to get to the 2 Megapops with our Comanche Defense here. I'm hoping to get the sub-helicopters out as late as possible throughout the round so that we can fully utilize them when there are enough balloons on the screen in order for them to dash out as much poppage as possible. Because with only the base helicopter here, we're really struggling because the amount of PS that we require now has hugely increased. And I've just realized actually, we have not even used any of Geraldo's items aside from the invisibility potion on the heli itself, so that's kind of why at the moment we're kind of struggling. But I don't think Pickles is a big benefit now, considering the fact that the explosions are a big factor when it comes to the Comanche Defense's overall poppage. But I do want the Jerry's Fire, because in update 40, anytime you summon an ace or a heli and you place it onto the heli or the ace, it follows the aerial tower now rather than where it was placed down. So for its helipad or its airpad, it no longer stays around the helipad or airpad. It now follows the main aerial unit now, which is brilliant. Although I kind of want to have it when it's at its better stage rather than when it's at its first stage when it comes to the Jerry's hot sauce. Because you can't replace a inferior Jerry's hot sauce with a better one. Is that it? Yeah, that's extra burniness. And now, this is actually like a second weapon, well, a third weapon on it, because we've got darts, we've got missiles, but now we've got a third weapon. In the name of Jerry's hot sauce. Blue Strike I've just realized we're not yet got, but now I want to invest in a second helicopter. However, I don't want it in the range of the wonderful Alchemist here, but I do want it in the range of a discount villager for source, just so that we make the base cost and the first 3 costs here just a tad bit cheaper. And then we're going to move about these towers over here. Round 87, we stick the helicopter over here just so that it doesn't have any chance of stealing any pops, which is what we need really. We need it as out of the way as possible. Although, is down here better or is over here better? Or is up here better actually? I'm actually thinking that up there would be even better because of the fact that it won't have any chance of stealing any pops if we need to move any towers. Any more towers. So we'll move the Dark Monkey up here as well. Just so that you could, can you tell that there's a Dark Monkey there? Oh dear, 2 helicopters? 3 helicopters? Sometimes best to start the round anew, because when you go back into the game, it actually refreshes the rate in which they come back, so therefore you get a fresh respawn of helicopters on that round. We'll put this on it as well, so that the darts do a little bit more damage than Pierce, because honestly at the moment Pierce is one of our main constrictions with this particular town, because it has a severe lack of it in the later rounds. Now I want to invest in an absolute 0, but I'm not just gonna put it down over here where it's safe. No, I'm smarter than that. We're gonna place it down in the discount village, get it up to there, then move it over here to where this won't be able to steal pops, but we got the discounts from the discount villages. Genius, am I right? It's almost frightening. Round 90, the first appearance of the DTs, if also for the MIB, the wonderful Comanche Defense would have no means of being able to pop it. Blue Strike for extra damage, Snowstorm so that we can freeze them in place temporarily, although when we get to absolute 0, that is when it's going to be a 5-star supporting tower. We still need that Comanche Defense, so mainly for those little helis, and well for those 2 Megapops in general. Round 93, or 2 is done actually, now round 93. Let's see, more DETs to try and tackle with here. Okay, now that all of them are out, we're going to do that. And because of the fact that we use so little Jerry items here, it means that now we can get absolute 0 on either the end of this round or the beginning of next round. Although we still need... Okay, wait till round 95, which is nice with Jerry's Fire. Yes, we can now get absolute 0, which is going to be quintessential for our plans here. Although we should use Absolute Zero first and then Glue Strike, so that then the Absolute Zero steals fewer pops. But this is absolutely essential for slowing down the balloons as much as possible, because in my test runs, round 94 was a bit of a nightmare. Because all of the faster balloons spawn first, which is good in a way, but it also means that these sub-helis spawn out sooner, which for me is not good, because I want as much firepower down on as many balloons as possible rather than early on in the round. See, let's overclock our beloved heli here, and then hopefully we'll be able to deal with this all, please. Sorry for the lack of energy involved. We've got a little bit of a cough going on here and now, and we've got a bit of a sore throat too, which is not what you want for Christmas, but it's definitely not Boris 19, because of the fact that usually when I have Boris 19, you get a sore throat, you get a little bit of a cough, and then half an hour later, an immense amount more things come on top. So I know it's not bad because I've been having it for the past 4 days now. And I know it's not bad because, well, it just is not it. And I've also tested myself and I'm negative for Boris 19. Yeah, this round has gone very smoothly because of our early investment in the wonderful Absolute Zero. It means we'll be able to handle these Moab-class balloons much more efficiently. And for this kind of scenario, you'd imagine that utilizing the tree stump in some ways would be good. But no, this tree stump will remain unaltered by by towers. Because I want this lovely holly leaf, tree, something, in order to be able to be fully seen on the screen at any given point in time. I love the Christmas seasons. But you know what I also love? Getting every single DDT under one Absolute Zero spell, thank you very much. And you know what I also love? If I even had Jerry's Fire equipped to begin with. Okay, now the pressure is on because this is the thing. Okay, now round 96 is here. Let's invest in a balloon sabo. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Oh, it's still under effect. Seed more. Okay, that's going to be a benefit towards us. I'm not going to utilize pickles anyway, given shape or form, because I honestly think we will be hindered by the pickles rather than benefit from it, from our attack speed loss. I don't want the 3 helis out as soon as possible. That's not good. I'd rather have them on as late as possible throughout the round, because now we've got no additional means of support when it comes to additional helicopters for the rest of the round. Which means these ZMGs, we're going to have to kind of solo here without our friends, our mini Comanches. One big disadvantage with the top path, cross path, rather than the middle path, is that we do lack travel speed. Because if you go middle path, you get bigger jets, which means the heli moves much faster, which means they'll be able to keep up with the wonderful frontmost balloons that bit better. This is kind of where I want the 3rd heli to spawn, because of the fact of we have all of these Moab class balloons concentrated in this single area, which means all of the explosions that happen will affect the majority of these Moabs as long as we have enough PS behind our explosions. In rare cases, round 96 is tougher than round 98. Because of the simple factor of how the balloons spawn onto the track rather than idealistically also the order as well in which they do summon on the track. Only 83 pops stolen by the Alchemist over here, which is the importance of why we have it so far away from the track, so that it doesn't have the opportunity of stealing pops, which is not good one bit. Notice how slow these fortified ZMGs are traveling. Well, that's the benefit of the combination of Absolute Zero, Balloon Sabo, Moab Shove, and and Relentless Glue as well, sorry. That's round 97 dealt with. Now it's the big round, round 98. How are we going to be able to handle this? Well, good luck. That is my advice. Good luck with this round. Let's put down our creepy idols, because they're going to be very handy for around 100. We're going to stop with 3 balloon sabos, because I think this is going to be enough for our endeavors, and we're going to need the extra money as well in order to invest in a spike store. Oh my god, that is so late. Do not summon the 3 helis, please? I need them as late as possible throughout this round, so that we can deal with these huge... oh no. Ah, for goodness sakes. Now we're going to have huge issues dealing with these ZMGs. Right, that's all the fortified balloons taken care of, but now it's these ZMGs, which contains the majority of the sheer number of balloons on this round. Sometimes it's not what they are, but how many they are. That there are, sorry. How many they are. How many of them are they in the track, on the track? Me and my grammar today is non-existent. This is where the 3 helis would be very, very handy right about now, but no, we had to try and keep up with a few fortified ceramics that kind of wanted to escape. What's the house is? Oh my god, 5,500 pops. Yeah, kind of important to situate this from as far away from the track as you possibly can, but I think we're in the clear actually for this round. And Geraldo is at level 20, which means we can put down 2 more creepy idols. Put you over here and put you... I'm now actually not too sure... oh wait, we've got to prioritize these as soon as possible. Quarter arms, put that down. Let's see, what can we do with this? I hope to be able to afford... Moab Shredder is probably... yeah, it's going to be the likely point which we need to hold off actually. I'm sorry, but... yeah, that's not going to be possible with our current circumstances. Let's just put that on there anyways. Did we spawn this... I think... no, we spawned it too early actually. Chuck them back. There we go. That's round 99 dealt with. Now the big round. Round 100. Also, we can summon a rejuve potion if we need to, which I think is what we're going to be doing. Yeah, we're going to do it now, actually, so we can... Blue Strike, Quarter Arms. So that this can also summon a few more spikes as well. Is this going to be able to reach over here, actually? No. Okay, okay, that's fine. This is fine. This is perfectly fine. Blue Strike, thank you. How are we going to do on pops? Yeah, I think we've got this in the bag, honestly. Let's delay the usage of Quarter Arms, actually. And then use it as soon as the bad pops. This should be able to get more. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the perfect usage of it. This has got an 11,000. That's got 17,000. Yeah, we're in the clear here. I'm not worried about this whatsoever now. Engineers only got 1,400 at the very most. Yeah, we've got this in the bag. We have definitely got this in the bag now, honestly. It's just a matter of getting through the round now. Hopefully we have enough for another rejuve potion. Oh, actually just Quarter Arms in general. Use that. And do we need the 3 helis? Do we need the 3 helis? No, we don't need the 3rd heli. Pretty impressive, actually. Oh, almost 2,020,000, but that was a really nice run. So yeah, sorry for my lack of energy in this run, but I'm 100% today, honestly. So this is a quite different run, because we need to utilize a tower which we would not normally use, but if we left the engineer and the Dark Monkey over here, it would have consumed too many pops. And obviously, this Spike Factory is always used on round 100 as a bad counter. There was obviously other stuff like First Strike capability and Moab Assassin and Moab Eliminator, but this is just more consistent and it's far cheaper as well. But that is a 2 Megapops with the Comanche Defense. Also, this user has been going ham with maps on the Bloons Tower Defense 6 index when it comes to other maps which the Comanche Defense has not yet done a 2 Megapops on yet. Thank you all so much for watching, and Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. If you would like to support me and give me a gift in any way aside from your watch time, your likes, your comments and subscribes, and anytime you're in the store, please ensure that you use my creator support code. That would mean the world to me. Thank you all so much for watching. Merry Christmas / Happy Holidays, and take care of yourselves, everybody. Also, next upload will be on the 27th of December.